Hola, hola, Adriana, your key to Florida, and welcome to another episode of Finance Friday with my two special guests, Esperanza Apgar from Prime Lending
Hello, everyone. Happy Friday.
and Matt Carpenter from 360 Credit Consulting.
Hey everyone, happy Friday.
Well, it's a very good Friday indeed. We have good news. Our state of Florida is slowly reopening next week. So our market continues to be very strong. Our buyers are becoming active again, our sellers as well, and being able to go back into condos, doing virtual showings, and continue really doing strong business with all of our virtual tools right now have been a huge plus. So with that said, Esperanza, knowing that some of our buyers are becoming active, what can you tell us about the mortgage industry?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the good thing is that we still have a lot of buyers. We still have a lot of people that are interested in purchasing a home. We're actually coming into the buying season. So I am so happy that we are progressing and things are getting a little better. As far as the mortgages is concerned, there has been some really good changes. So when we started with the COVID-19, there were some concerns with the mortgage industry. So one of the things that we were seeing is that for buyers that were actually self-employed, they were asking for 6 to 12-month reserves. Well, now the bank are pulling back, and now they're only asking for 3 months reserve, which is a little better than coming up with 6 or 12 months of your mortgage payment. So that's, those are some of the updates that we have for you. So all looking positive.
Great news. Thank you, Esperanza. Well, I know also a few weeks back, you spoke to us about forbearance, and we don't want to forget about our renters as well. So we wanted to give a few tips to those of you that have been considering rental forgiveness or payment plans, and how important it is that you have a strong communication with your landlords right now, to whether it is to create a payment plan in place, because you can actually be evicted at this time. And not only that, you can be into judgment. They can place a judgment, and that has big repercussions, right, Matt, on their credit.
Correct. So I'd love to touch on that. When it comes to communication, just make sure that you're communicating with the landlord. Set up a game plan, see if there is forgiveness. If he knows more or she knows more about your situation, the better awareness and the better that everybody's going to feel as there's plans being set up. However, if there's no communication, they do have the right to evict you. But not only will you not be able to go back to the house, but let's talk about the long-term damage. Of course, talking credit, right? So when it comes to it, they'll put it into a judgment that you will have to go to court for in order to pay that. Now, if you're not going to be able to pay that, that in turn will go on your credit report as well. So not only does it go on a public record as a judgment, but it will also go on your credit report. And it impacts it negatively. So if you owe money, it's going to come as a collection from really a landlord or a leasing company for the collection agency. So these trade lines are, when it comes to credit reports, are in fact very impactful, and they're very difficult to remove. Most creditors operate individually. They're isolated per company. They don't really care about anybody else's opinions. Your medical collection company doesn't really give other information to other medical collection companies. But the big networking issue here is that your landlords or your leasing agencies want to make more agencies aware of bad borrowers so they don't get caught in the same trap, or they consider you a borrower at risk and may cause harm to someone else. So it's in their best interest to keep it on a credit report. So when it comes to a company like myself who wants to bargain or see if we can completely remove it, it makes it extremely difficult because they put up every stop that they can to keep it there. So with that being said, this is a long-term problem. We need to make sure that you're communicating so it doesn't turn into that terrible effect. But with that being said, next week we're going to be talking about disputes, how I go about trying to remove those. If you have any questions about disputes or removing information off of your credit report, please list it in the box below because we'd love to discuss it next week. But I'm excited to talk about it, and please make sure that you're liking the videos that we're leaving as well.
Yes, thank you so much. Love the information today. Thank you everybody for joining us. Stay tuned for next week and follow us here on Facebook and YouTube. Have a great Friday.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Happy
you.
Friday.